but we have to be grounded in the truth of Scripture, and that has to be our standard, not what the world says, not what culture says.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I want to be clear that, like, law enforcement isn't to prevent crime.
Anthony will lose his mind. Like, what a joke. You guys are a joke.
Begging for her life. Bang! Dead. Hurt people. What happened was horrible.
Are you insane?
Yeah, that doesn't make it right. Like, that's the thing.
He plunged a knife into someone's neck.
Remember that suspect is wanted for a deputy-involved shooting.
Who decided that the recruitment video was going to be us dancing?
The suspect gets on top of the other officer, steals his taser, and that's when your husband, who feared for his life and the life of the other officer, shot and killed the suspect.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Like, how are you fulfilling the mission of law enforcement? How are you fulfilling the mandate to praise those who are doing the right thing and to crush those who are doing the wrong thing? Gary, what's going on? Season 3, episode 1 of Two Cops, One Call.
Yo, man.
We've been on break. We're back.
Yeah, 2026.
2026. Happy New Year. I can't believe it's 2026.
Dude, it's going to be the year of peace. It's going to be the year of, like, normalcy. It's going to be the year of, like, everybody getting along. And
it's going to be the year of getting rid of rugged individualism.
Dude,
and embracing the warmth of collectivism.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be great. Like, this year's going to be awesome. Oh, man.
Did you see that?
Dude, we started off, man.
Did you see that quote by New York's new mayor, Mamdani?
Yeah.
Is that how you say his name?
Mamdani?
Mamdani? He made that quote about getting rid of rugged individualism and embracing the warmth of collectivism. And it's very Stalin-esque. Like,
that's what I hear. I mean, I'm not a huge history guy.
So
but
if you look up quotes from like Stalin, Mayo, Mussolini, like if you look up quotes from those guys, and just like look up those guys individually and just go quotes about collectivism or individualism, very similar things that they've said, where it's not about the individual, it's about the collective. It's about we take from everyone to like improve the collective, which is theft. So
and I mean, in reality, those cultures and communities and nations, they ended up pretty well, right? I mean, people got along. Right. Everybody was happy and prosperous.
You talk to anyone who's...
Oh, no, wait. That was where they had bread lines, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well,
or they had gulags, right? Where they put people...
Where millions of people died. Yeah. Millions of people died.
It's probably not a great idea. I mean, I don't really even understand the quote.
It's basically like, hey, it's not your individualism. It's basically what we're saying is we take from the whole for the whole.
Yeah. Or so the whole
you're
gives,
an individual.
The whole gives. That's
it's not
the way they would say it. The whole gives, so that way.
But it's not giving. It's taking.
I mean, I think that
there's no generosity within socialism, communism. Generosity doesn't exist. It's you've earned this much. We take from you to give to this person over here who hasn't earned as much. That's collectivism. Like we take from everyone to help everyone.
Right.
So there's no. I always wondered then, well, what's the point? You lose the drive to even do a good job. You just go do your job.
To better yourself.
Or to improve or to advance.
Which is kind of it's like the opposite of the American dream.
100%.
Right? Or biblical, like, humanhood.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, generosity. We should be a generous people. The people of the church
should be the most generous.
The people of the way of Jesus should be the most generous people.
Yeah.
But the role of government is not to take from people and give to other people. That's not the role of government. Yeah. You will not find that anywhere.
At least
on
in
the
our
pages
worldview,
of Scripture.
In Scripture,
yeah. Biblically speaking, but
so he's mayor. That's
he's mayor,
something.
and he is like.
Home ownership is bad. I heard
he's saying some crazy stuff. Like if you're gonna go,
I mean, it shouldn't be surprising, right? He ran on this stuff.
His credit,
and he got voted in by the people of New York City.
Yeah, I mean, to his credit, he he is doing what he ran on. And to our shame, we elected him into that position, or I should say the people of New York City elected him into that position, which is wild to me. Like, and some of the things, like he's claiming he's going to have free childcare for the entire city for all kids 5 and under. Free childcare.
5 and under?
5 years and under. Free childcare. No one will pay for it.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so where is this money coming from?
Yeah.
It's coming from the collective.
Okay.
So, and I mean, that's the danger in this. Like you're basically, home ownership thing.
Oh yeah. The home ownership. Yeah.
No, what were you going to say? You started saying something.
I was just thinking like, man, a 1-year-old or like someone who's still like getting that really important time with their mother really early on is going to go away. If you give your kid to the government, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a family that chooses to put your kid in childcare, but that's unfortunately the way of America right now. I mean, the majority of people are putting their young kids in childcare.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how that works. Like, man, you imagine the number of people, because you have to have like at least one adult to 2 6-month-olds.
It's an extreme amount of money. Like, how are you going to make this happen?
Well,
like,
it's just caring people, Anthony. It's lots of caring people that want to care for their community.
I mean, how many millions of people live in New York City, and how many millions of kids are going to be put in childcare, and the parents aren't paying for it? Like, how is that being paid for? How is that going to happen? And then the whole home ownership thing, like New York City is drafting these things where you sell your house. It first goes to the city. The city has 60 days to make a determination if they want to buy your house before anyone else can.
Are you serious?
Well, you're just going to like destroy the housing market in the city.
Yeah,
like,
that's wild.
I think it was 60 days. I can't remember how many days it was, but just crazy stuff. So anyways,
I'm glad I don't live in New York City. I mean,
I'm glad I don't live in New York City. It will be very interesting to see how this experiment ends. The socialist communist experiment has been going on since, I don't know, a long time, and it's never worked well anywhere. And it's crazy to me that every person who believes in that ideology believes that it just hasn't been done correctly.
Right.
Because
it's what the democratic socialist.
He ran as a democratic socialist,
which means people get a vote in what happens, I guess. Which I
don't even understand how you can be a democratic socialist, but he ran as a democratic socialist. He was very open about his platform, about what he was going to do and everything. And you know, I'm not smart enough to know the difference between socialism and communism. I mean, I heard one guy say the difference between socialism and communism is just socialism with guns. So you know, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but you know, they're definitely, you know, in bed together.
Similar, yeah. So
I don't know. The experiment it'll be funny, and you know, and then you have people. A perfect example is you have people that from Venezuela who lived in that type of regime under Maduro, and who wasn't even like the rightful president of the country. He just basically took over and has been in power in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
They're saying this doesn't work. They're rejoicing that the U.S. went in, captured him, brought him back.
Bagged him, man. Just straight up bagged him.
Brought him back here to face charges, which is crazy. But the people of Venezuela are like the vast majority of them. Of course, CNN can find that one that's like, no, we love Maduro. But the vast majority, I mean, they were like celebrating in the streets in Venezuela.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
So,
or at least that's what we were shown sometimes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just so interesting to me. So you have that socialist, communist type ideology at play in Venezuela for the last 25 years. They've been released from that. They're rejoicing. You're talking to Venezuela residents or people who have immigrated here and are now citizens here. They're excited about it. They're happy about it. They're glad to get that freedom. And then you turn around and you elect a guy who has much of the same ideology in one of the biggest cities in the United States.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting. So Venezuela's Like, it's going to take a while for them to kind of stabilize, I would imagine. But if I'm a Venezuelan who's here, like in America, I'd be like, yes, I can go home.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would feel.
If you left to leave that.
A lot of them did.
Right.
Like, claimed political asylum or whatever.
Right.
I would be like, yes, I can go home.
Right.
I can go to my homeland.
Yeah.
Where my people are. Like,
you can go back.
Yeah, I'd be excited. Like, I would be super excited. Be like, yeah, I can go and I can live my life with my neighbors and enjoy life.
Yeah.
And have a family and generations upon generations and make Venezuela awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I bet Venezuela's a pretty cool place.
Oh, I bet it has some beautiful areas. And what's crazy to me too.
And apparently it's like one of the most oil rich environments and gold. Like,
well, that's why Trump did it.
Well, yeah, he just wants to take from one of those. But like, in reality, like, you could go there and you could make your country awesome.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's super interesting to hear people that have come out of those areas. Like, I feel like those are the people we should listen to the most when it comes to like this socialism that's creeping into our politics here in America. I'm like, we should probably listen to these people the most who've lived in it, who've lived under those types of governments and ideologies, and be like, oh, okay, maybe we should take their advice pretty seriously. But it doesn't seem like we're at a point yet where we are willing to do that. So
we as the collective. Yeah, I'm just grateful that I don't live like places like that. Like, our area is great. Like, and there's great parts of the nation where you can live free and you can work hard and you can better your family.
Right.
By hard work.
Yeah.
And be blessed by the Lord for doing what you've been called to do as a human being, which is to work hard.
Right.
And
then be generous.
Yeah. Work hard, be generous, take dominion over the land.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's great. Like, we live in a good area. So I have to always remind myself, because you can get sucked into this, the whole of X, and just like watch the news so much. And you like, the algorithm gets you. And like, it knows what you like and it wants to dominate you and wants you to keep your eyes off of on the screen and not like look at what you have.
And I think you hit on a good point there. I think we know too much these days. Like, I mean,
I would have never known anything about New York City apart from the news.
Because even as a kid, I remember even as a kid, as a teenager, as even before I was a teenager, the only way you knew of anything going on in the world was you would have to watch the 6 o'clock news
for an hour. You have 1 hour to watch it.
And I remember as a family, like that was always something I did. Like I would.
You watched the news?
I watched the news a lot, even as like a young teenager.
I
enjoyed turning on the TV at 6 p.m., watching the local news, and then watching the national news. And that was how you got your information, that or a newspaper. Yeah. Now, the level of information coming in, it's so great, and I think it's harmful to us because you can get upset. Like what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about, what just popped off, the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. Talk about Chief Pamela Smith in D.C. and her walkout speech, her resignation, and possibly an officer-involved shooting. I don't even think we'll get to that. But I'm like looking at that. I'm like, the reason we know so much about this is because we have so much at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips on a little screen that we hold. And I don't know. I'm like,
I think we just have to encourage people to touch grass. Go outside, touch grass, look what you have.
Change your socks.
Yeah, change your socks, drink some water, take a knee and face out. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, just get outside. Like if you don't live in these areas, like enjoy your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While you have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you should fight against it. And that's what we do. We push back.
I think that's a tension for me.
Yeah.
Like, be informed. Don't have your head in the sand. Don't be ignorant. But also remember that, like, okay, I can do a podcast and I can talk about it. Yeah. But I can't, I'm not in control of it. There's nothing I can do to change what's going on in New York City, to change what's going on in Minneapolis, to change what's going on in Venezuela. There's nothing that I can do. The Lord is in control.
Right.
So,
yeah, we can cry out to him and ask him to fix things and make it right. And that his will would be done on earth as it is in heaven. Like, those are great prayers and we should cry out for that stuff. But ultimately, go out and touch grass. Look at the sun every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, don't stare at it because it'll burn your eyes. But like, it's a powerful thing. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Like this stuff is exhausting if you dwell on it. Mm-hmm. But like, if we don't dwell on it and just like, dude, we got families, we got we got a house, we got a place to be secure. We can be generous to our community. Like it. Yeah. So if you live in these areas, then I'm sorry for you. And listen, if you have the ability, move out, go somewhere else.
And if you do live in these areas and you voted for this and then you move out, don't vote for it again in your new area.
Yeah, learn your lesson.
Which is wild to me. Like, oh man, this is terrible. I'm moving. All right, let's vote for the same stuff here.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's like
it's wild.
It's like a level of blindness. Before we get into our main topics, I wanted to put out there Officer Marquette's defense team. Officer Marquette, you remember the officer, they were repoing a car. Police were there. Owner of the vehicle comes out, points a gun at the tow truck driver, at the police. Officer Marquette shoots and kills the suspect. That case is ongoing. Officer Marquette's defense team will be making appeal arguments to the Alabama Supreme Court about his case on January 28th.
Okay.
So down in Alabama for a quick minute, because they put it out where it's going to be. I follow the support page for Officer Marquette on Facebook, and they were inviting people down. I was like, oh man, could I make it down to Alabama and go to this? And
we do a road trip, man.
Dude, I thought
we could go live.
I seriously thought
we're live at the Supreme Court,
Alabama Supreme Court. I seriously thought about it. It's just tough. It's like
that's pretty far down there. Dude.
12-hour drive or so, and work schedules. And I was like, I reached out to him. I was like, man, I did think about coming down. I just can't make it happen. But
that's funny.
But that's happening. So we need to be thinking and praying about that appeal argument that they're making to the Alabama Supreme Court. And that's just about his right to defend himself.
Yeah.
Officer Connor Grubb. So this was the last episode we did for all of you before the end of the year, before we went on break, before, to end out season 2. We did a patron episode and we let them know about this, but Officer Connor Grubb, if you did not hear, was found not guilty on the 21st of November on all charges for firing that shot into a car with a retail theft suspect who was also pregnant at the time, who tried to run him over. So he was found not guilty on all those charges. So that was a victory for him and his defense team.
And justice in general.
Yeah, and justice in general. And now we're kind of like piggybacking off that and going right into this ICE shooting in Minneapolis. Was it in Minneapolis? Yeah, it was in Minneapolis.
That place is a powder keg right now.
It is a powder keg, and
it's kind of giving me 2020 feelings, where everything's burning around us. Thankfully, it's winter and like snowy up there, so like it should keep fires down a little bit.
Well, and it was, I mean, again, bring race into it. It was a white woman. It wasn't a black person that got killed.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
By this,
I didn't think about that until you said it.
Yeah, well, and I did think about it because they're like, talking about this being the next George Floyd, and I'm like, well, you're not going to get. I mean, BLM members are trying to jump on it and talk about it, but I think it would be more of a powder keg if it it looked like it was a white ICE agent, but it was also a white female that was shot and killed. But yeah, I mean, kind of like the same thing as the Officer Grubb case. ICE agent shoots a driver of a car as she drives towards him.
This one's interesting because it's a setup. Like this one's different than, everything's different. Every incident's unique in its own way. This one though is interesting because she pulls up and parks. Someone gets out of the car. The passenger gets out of the car to videotape this.
When you say she parks across the road.
No. Before that. Like there's video out there now that she pulls over to the right, like parks.
Okay.
Female gets out, goes up up a little hill and starts recording, and then she pulls across the street blocking traffic.
Okay.
Right. And then ICE shows up.
Right.
So it's interesting because she's making the scene. She's setting the scene.
Right.
You know what I mean? So before the ICE agents are there, she's setting the scene to have this confrontation.
Right.
Right. To stop them from going down the street.
Right.
To do whatever they're going to do.
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting. And there was all kind, dude, some of the, it's just, it blows my mind. Some of the articles that go out, it says heroic ICE agent. Okay. Hold on one second here.
No, you're good.
This is great radio right here. So here it goes. ICE agent fatally shoots Minneapolis woman during fraud raids. All right. That's like a post.
Okay.
The opposite of that would be heroic ICE agent risks life to stop violent far left terrorist who abandoned her children to commit felonies. I thought that was funny. That was Tim Pool.
Yeah.
I thought that was super funny. Just like the way that it's being framed is just interesting. Like when you write articles or like when news agents like Washington Post put some crazy stuff up there.
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen this since 2020, since before 2020, the way the press frames things, it doesn't seem like the press really wants to share information about what happened.
Yeah.
It seems like generally they want to push an agenda. Did you have another one there?
Yeah, video shows, this is from the Washington Post, these two. So this is like how they start, this is the heading of the articles.
Okay.
Video shows ICE agent in Minneapolis fired at driver as vehicle veered past him. All right.
Okay. Well, that's not even true.
Dishonest.
Right.
ICE agent was not in the vehicle's path when he fired at driver. Video shows.
Okay.
You're straight lying. You're being dishonest.
Now, at what point did that?
I don't know.
The first video, because then there was a second video that came out that showed it. But yeah,
it's just dishonest, and I don't like it.
There's a couple interesting things about this case to me. First of all, it's coming out that the woman who was shot and killed is a most likely a paid agitator. She's part of something called Ice Watch or something like that. A group of people whose primary goal and job is to go out and harass federal agents who are trying to do their job.
Right.
If you don't agree with what ICE is doing, that's fine. You don't have to agree with them. But what you can't do is you can't go out and interfere with their lawful action to remove people who are in this country illegally.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. I mean, you can talk about, I keep seeing stuff from teachers unions like, we're going to protect our kids. I can't say with 100%, but I'm pretty sure ICE agents are not storming schools and taking kids out of schools. Maybe it's happening. I don't think it's happening.
Right.
It appears that they are like purposely going after adults who are here illegally. And sure, those adults might have kids and those kids might be getting sent back as well. But you can't get away from the fact that someone chose to come into the country illegally, and now a federal agency is attempting to get those people deported back to where they came from.
Right.
Whether you agree with that or not, we can have a debate about it. But the debate can't land on a point where you're willing to go out and physically intervene with them as they do their job, pull your car across traffic, basically be in a position to obstruct them from doing their job.
Yeah. Or if you're going to do it, take the consequences without trying to kill an officer or an ICE agent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, you want to protest? You want to break the law? Okay, there's consequences for that. But don't try to run over an ICE agent or you might get shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can be disruptive. Like, that doesn't make it right. I'm saying, like, you can make these decisions, but there's always consequences for it.
Right. And if you want to step outside of your First Amendment rights and start doing illegal things, that's also like you have a right to protest. You can stand on the side of the street, protest,
yell and scream as much as you want.
Yell and scream,
hold up signs.
But as soon as you are actively interfering and doing things to interfere with them doing their job, you're no longer enacting your First Amendment rights. You are breaking the law.
Yeah, you've stepped outside of.
You've stepped outside of that.
Yeah. It's wild, man. And in reality, like, people are mad about this. This is a law that Congress put in place.
Right.
Okay, so the people you elected who are supposed to be representing you have put this law in place. They can change the law, and then you wouldn't have ICE.
Right.
Or you wouldn't deport people. But like in reality, like nobody was mad when President Obama deported 3.8 million people during his 8 years. That's a lot of people.
Right.
Trump hasn't done that yet.
Right.
So like, why was it okay for him to do that, but not this regime? Like it's just it's interesting.
And that's the hypocrisy of it. You know, many on the Democrat side of the aisle are saying this is racist, this is wrong. And, 10, 15 years ago, they were the ones in front of mics talking about illegal immigration and how we need like borders, crack down on it. We need borders. Like, some of the same people that were preaching that 10, 15 years ago are now, again, switching to that far radical left because I don't know why. I don't understand it. But yeah, I mean, getting back to the actual like shooting of this lady, obviously, again, tragic situation.
It's tragic. It's brutal, dude.
And you watch it, and just because you don't like how it looks doesn't mean it's not justified. And I think the thing that like bothers me the most about it is I've seen even within the law enforcement community, certain people in the law enforcement community coming out and saying, oh, the officer, he put himself in a bad position. He should have just moved. It wasn't a justified shoot and all these things. And I'm like, guys, like this happened in seconds. Like from the moment the first agent made contact at the door with the driver until the other agent who was now in front of the car starts walking around, we're talking seconds. And this agent didn't even pull his gun until she like started moving towards him. Okay, again, we can talk about tactics. We can talk about officer created jeopardy, but it happened in seconds. And we're like now taking these videos, and I see like these guys in law enforcement taking these videos, slowing them down to half speed, slowing them down even slower than that, matching them up with other videos, looking at two videos side by side and picking them apart. I'm like, that's not the standard, guys. The standard is a reasonable officer on the scene. And we can say, hey, he should have cleared the front of that car sooner. He put himself in a bad position. I get it. We can talk about tactics,
which we've done.
We've
said it's not a great idea to stand in front of a car.
Right.
We don't think it's a great tactic.
And if you have an officer who is doing something illegal or grossly negligent, I say grossly negligent, or something far outside the realm of what's reasonable, okay, let's have that conversation. But you have a car blocking the street, interfering with ICE operation. You have a federal agent approaching the driver's door. You have other federal agents ahead of her. One of them bails out and is coming around the front of the car. And we're talking seconds. This is happening in seconds. And now we're going to sit back on a podcast and we're going to line the videos up and slow them down. And we're going to say that ICE agent, it's not a good shoot. Mm-hmm. I got a problem with that. Like, guys, like we do this job. Like we do, a lot of us still do this job. Like that's not the reasonableness standard. We don't get to like pick it apart second by second, frame by frame. The agent that was involved in this back in, I think, June was hit, drugged by a car, seriously injured. When I watch, it looks like he's trying to move around the front of the car. It looks like maybe he pauses at the front corner there for a second. He doesn't even have his gun out until she starts lurching forward, and he pulls. And again, you can see from the other angle, like he literally gets struck by the car.
Right.
That's a deadly force situation.
It's all day a deadly force situation.
Right.
There's no.
I guess like, I'm getting super concerned about this, officer created jeopardy. Like I get it to a point. I get it to a point. But if we're going to get to a point in law enforcement where we're going to look at tactics and then decide if the force was justified, man, that's a bad road for us to go down, because these are dynamic situations. Like split second decisions are being made. And if you're going to like sit back and look at it and be like, well, this tactic was done wrong, so therefore this isn't justified. The justification of force is based purely on the level of resistance of the suspect in the case. It's every time when I in my old agency, when I was a use of force instructor, when a use of force would come across my desk, I would ask myself the same question. What was the suspect's resistance level? What level of resistance was he at? And did the officer's reaction to that resistance, was that reasonable based on our policy, based on the law in Pennsylvania, based on our Constitution? Was that reasonable use of force in that moment? The tactics aside, I would then come back to, okay, what tactics were good? What tactics were bad? Is there anything I can coach this officer on tactics-wise
to train them,
do
to
a
make
better
them better
job?
Yeah.
Okay? But the tactics cannot dictate whether or not the use of force is reasonable or not, unless it's grossly, grossly negligent, criminal, or something that's far outside the realm of. But when you're dealing with milliseconds in front of a moving car that's coming towards you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, whether you should have been 2 steps to your right, 2 steps to your left,
and remember
on the sidewalk. I don't.
Another thing is, videos you can't hear the engine roar, like revving.
Right.
You can't hear the tires spinning necessarily.
Right.
Like, her tires are spinning. Like, she guns it.
Yeah.
So that officer hears the engine revving.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what that does because he's a driver of a car for many years.
Right.
He's been around vehicles running.
He's gotten hit by one.
He's gotten hit by one. And that one, he was on the side. He was on the driver's side.
Okay.
When he was drugged. Like, he hears the tires revving. He can't see the tires.
Right.
And which direction they're pointing, but the car is going toward him.
Right.
Like, and he gets hit.
Right.
Like, he feels that, so he takes a shot.
Right.
Like, it's justified in all aspects.
Yeah. And all these videos are like taken back away from the car, so you can see which way the wheels are turning. You can see
that.
The whole picture.
He does not.
The picture he sees is literally a driver. He can probably see the expression on her face, probably hear what she's saying.
Yeah.
You know, and faced with a car that's now like coming
4,000 pounds.
Yeah,
I mean, probably.
I think generally
3
vehicles are 2,000 to 3,000, but yeah.
Honda Pilot. I don't know what that weighs, but
no, you're right. Most vehicles are around 2 tons, so yeah, that would be like 4,000 pounds.
4,000 pounds coming at you.
Look at me doing math,
dude. The math.
But yeah, I don't know. And the other thing that is not helping the situation is we have leaders. We have people who think they're leaders, saying things like, the governor of Minneapolis, he's a joke. Tim Walz.
Tim Walz
and Mayor Fry.
Right? Yeah.
Both of them are a joke. And what these guys have done is emboldened their people to act like this. So as a mayor, if Mayor Fry, we get it. You're against ICE. You don't agree with what they're doing. But you could come out and say that. You can come out and say, I don't agree with ICE. I don't agree with what they're doing, but we cannot interfere with them. They are enforcing the law. We cannot interfere with them. Instead, what he comes out and says, get the F out of my city.
Right.
Well, what does that do to all your people? It emboldens them.
Yeah. It creates passion and zeal and excitement.
It gets them fired up.
Yeah.
It gets them like, hey, my mayor wants them out of the city, so I'll help get them out. I'll harass them. I'll obstruct them. I'll interfere with them. Dude, it's shameful. It's shameful. And then you have Tim Walz, the governor, who's also a joke. He's like doing interviews, taking out the state flag, putting the Somalia flag in. I'm like, bro, you lead the state of Minnesota, not Somalia. Oh, it's wild to me.
Yeah. Like, we don't know the hearts of men, right? We say that all of the time. But we can make certain judgments based on what people say.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't believe that Fry or
Walz
care that she was shot.
No.
I don't think they care.
I
think it helps them. I think they think that it helps them, that it's going to create more chaos, that it's going to put pressure on the federal government to stop enforcing the law. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's they wouldn't say, I'm sad that she was killed. Like, they can't say, like, I'm glad that she was killed, but it helps their cause.
Yeah.
It helps their cause.
Yeah.
And I think that's brutal and sad.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. I mean, and you can't say I think you can make that statement because of what they said beforehand,
and after.
But beforehand, they're saying, ICE, get the F out of my city.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously you're showing what you believe about it, and now someone has died. Mm-hmm. Partially because of the environment and the culture you're like getting stirred up within the city. And yeah, so now it does. Now you could be like, see, I told you. Well, you helped get this spun up. You helped push this level of
I would say this.
resistance.
I mean, I know there's trainings going on how to protest and how to like be an agitator and to create chaos for ICE and how to thwart their duties.
Right.
Like there's trainings going on how to do that. I would suggest this. If you're training them, tell them not to run over or try to run over ICE agents. Like that should be something you say. Like don't try to commit violence against ICE agents. Dude, I saw the videos of like the ICE agents walking down the street and people throwing snowballs at them. What do you think about that?
I mean,
like it's obviously not something that's going to hurt you,
right?
Unless they put a rock in it.
And I mean, that's the thing. Like you don't know what's
I
in
saw
it.
that video the other day, and I was just like, man, how would I deal with that?
Yeah,
like it's so chaotic. Like that's brutal,
right?
Because it's a snowball,
right? It's a snowball. I think I would.
And there wasn't really reaction from like they just kept walking, and I was like, man, I don't know that I could do that.
Right. Yeah, and you know what's crazy is if one of them has a rock in, that's a problem. Like I mean, me personally, you're throwing stuff. I don't care what it is. If you're throwing a snowball, there's no way for me to know what's in that snowball. There's no way for me to know if that's snow or ice. Pepper spray them, gas them. Like I don't. We as law enforcement should not put up with that. In my opinion, we should not put up with that.
Like it's not a fun snowball fight. You know what I mean? It's not like I think that would be fun to have like a snowball fight. Like that would be fun. That'd be a community event that I would probably go to.
Right.
Cops versus kids like having a snowball fight. That would be fun.
Right.
That was not that wasn't what was happening. It's antagonizing. It's
it's trying to get a reaction.
Correct.
Because they're filming it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get a reaction out of the agents. You're no longer, you're not an auditor. You're an agitator.
Yeah.
You're engaging in criminal activity. But at the same time, the where we're at in this country is we've really hamstrung law enforcement to do anything about that.
Right.
Because we're just like, oh, it's just snowballs. Like, let's just say you have an incident where, someone dumps a drink on you as a law enforcement officer.
Okay.
They just dump a drink on you. They don't throw it in your face. They just dump it on your leg.
Not a hot drink.
Not a hot drink. Just a drink in a can. Just dump it on your leg. They don't throw it in your face. They don't throw the bottle at you. The crazy thing is now that would have been immediate arrest.
Yeah.
At the beginning of my career, and now it went from immediate arrest to I have harassment at the most.
Disorderly conduct, maybe.
Disorderly conduct. So like, but we're expecting our officers we're expecting them to be robots. Oh, someone just threw liquid on me. All right, I need to check myself. I can't lay hands on this person. All I have is a harassment summary. Blah 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 blah. I got to go through all this whole giant checklist in my head. If this happened to me, so you start out up here like I'm going to punch this person,
right?
Till I got all the way down to I didn't put a single hand on this person, and I was just thinking about it later. I was like, at the beginning of my career, that would have been a full out, just crushing.
Yeah.
You would have been crushed.
You're going to the police station.
You're getting laid out on the ground and you're going to the police station.
Right.
And now,
yeah, it's a ticket.
Whatever. It's a ticket.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's brutal.
But anyways.
I do think it's funny, too, that Minneapolis is like, their stance is, we will never work with ICE. We won't let our police officers work with ICE or help them out in any single way. And also, I don't know why the federal government won't let us be involved in the investigation of this shooting of one of our citizens. Bro, you can't have it both ways.
Right.
You can't have it both ways, man. Like, you don't want to participate in the ICE agents doing their duties.
Right.
But now you want to be involved.
Right.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, I thought that was hilarious. They've cut us out of the investigation. Well,
the Minneapolis chief?
Or, I don't know, the mayor or...
Yeah, well, the chief there is a joke. He's the one that just went into a church and said that illegal immigrants are like Mary and Joseph.
Yeah.
Like, he gave this speech at a church just a couple weeks ago. I'm like, well, no, they're not. You don't understand your Bible. This chief, like... I'll give it to him. He's built like a brick house, put together.
Okay.
You look at him, you're like, man, this guy's really squared away. Then he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
And he says the most dumb stuff you could ever imagine. But yeah, he's the one, he's complaining because he hasn't been given a brief by the federal government on the investigation. I'm like, bro, just 2 weeks ago, you're telling ICE to get out of your city. You're saying that they're deporting Mary and Joseph and Jesus. And you want nothing to do with them, and now you're upset because they won't talk to you and share information. Why would they?
Yeah.
You've basically like pooped on them. You said, I want nothing to do with you.
They'd probably want to work with you because your people probably know where a lot of these illegals are.
Yeah. Oh, our friend over at the Philadelphia Sheriff's Department, you know, the dancing video?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been reading I might bring this up on another podcast. I've been reading some stuff about that department and everything, but she just came out after the DA in Philadelphia comes out and
Krasner.
Krasner, he comes out and says, same thing Mayor Fry says, get the F out, ICE agents. The district attorney, and he's like, if you come in here and you commit a crime as an ICE agent, we're going to arrest you.
No, you won't. They don't arrest anybody in Philly.
They will if you're an ICE agent.
Yeah.
So he comes out and says that. Then this Philadelphia sheriff, Bilal, Bilal, I think is how you spell her last name. She comes out and makes a statement. And she's like, she says the name and makes everyone in the room say the name of the woman who was killed by ICE in Minneapolis. She's like, say her name. That's a BLM slogan. That's what BLM did. And I already did an episode years ago about where that comes from and the satanic backing of that, which was wild to me. I had more pushback on that than anything I've ever said on this podcast. But so she's like, say her name, and she says her name like 3 times, and then she says, ICE agents aren't even actual law enforcement; they're fake wannabes. And she's like, we won't assist them, and she just goes on this like 3-year-old tirade.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are a law enforcement official who's basically saying you will not work with or support another law enforcement agency. I've never seen this in my career where I've seen law enforcement agencies literally saying, I will not support another law enforcement agency. It's almost like there's a rift and like a not a civil war, but a rift within the law enforcement community because you have these liberal blue cities, liberal blue agencies who are saying, we're not going to help you.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I would have never dreamed of another law enforcement agency and its officers saying, no, we're not going to help you. We're not going to back you up. We're not even going to assist you.
Right.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
And then, you're not giving me information. Right. Well, of course not. Why would we give you information?
Yeah, it's super.
You just
funny,
basically
man.
told us we're on our own.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
So, anyways, there's stuff coming out about her that's crazy. So, the other thing I wanted to touch on before the end of this episode that is wild. That officer involved shooting that we were maybe going to talk about. I think I'll push that to the next episode.
Okay.
I do really want to talk about that because it's a really sad case, and
it's a complete.
It's unnecessary. And it's an unnecessary death of an officer.
This is a little teaser.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It was so.
I couldn't imagine. Like, dude, my heart was like, oh my.
It was an unnecessary death of an officer. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of factors in that. And I think it would be a good case to talk about. But I want to go back to our friend in DC, Chief Pamela Smith. Mm-hmm. So
cooking the books.
So I'm starting to develop a I mean, there's nothing scientific about this, but
Okay.
I'm starting to develop a hypothesis, a very unscientific hypothesis, that the more dancing I see from your department and the more like singing and lip syncing, the more corruption is behind the scenes. Like, I think there's a direct correlation. I haven't figured out the correlation yet, but I believe there is. So if you remember from one of our past episodes, Chief Pamela Smith, she's the one who gave the interview. She's a tree.
Yes.
She's just giving all this wisdom. Her leaves of wisdom are falling on her people, and she's just a branch off the old tree. And remember when I said it I felt like she was like preaching almost when in that moment. We're going to get to that. So, and then she was also the one who was singing Killing Me Softly.
Killing Me Softly.
Where Gary famously said afterwards, "Would you please kill me?" It's one of my favorite quotes on the podcast.
Would you please kill me?
After we listened to her like singing Killing Me Softly, Gary's like, "Would you please kill me?" Like, it's so great. So yeah, that's our friend, Pamela Smith. So this is what happened. She just announced her resignation on December 8th of this year of 2025. On December 14th of 2025, this is why she announced her resignation, because on December 14th of 2025, the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform released an interim staff report titled, quote, "Leadership Breakdown: How DC's Police Chief Undermined Crime Data Accuracy," which is highly illegal. The interim report, drawn from transcribed interviews with the commanders of all 7 DC patrol districts, all 7 commanders, as well as one former commander currently placed on suspended leave, reveals that the MPD chief, Pamela Smith, pressured and at times directed commanders to manipulate crime data in order to maintain the appearance of low crime in the nation's capital. The testimony from the commanders also described an environment under Chief Smith marked by fear, intimidation, threats, and retaliation, conditions that contributed directly to declining morale and the loss of experienced officers and commanders. So the key findings on this were...
Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
So I have a lot of thoughts about this. Read that last part again. What was the results?
Environment under Chief Smith marked by fear, intimidation, threats, and retaliation, which I think is something to keep in mind when you hear here in a little bit her walkout speech.
Yeah. And I would also say this, that is a huge warning to all leaders of police departments. If you create an environment like she did, your morale is going to be terrible. Mm-hmm. No one's going to want to work for you. And you're a terrible person.
Right.
And leader. Terrible person and terrible leader.
And listen.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a fearmonger. You're a bully.
Mm-hmm.
I love saying that. Bully.
Bully.
You're a bully. And like.
Is it possible?
And I would say this. Way to go, commanders. You spoke up.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you were forced to speak up, which is probably what happened. But at least they spoke up. So there are times to take a stand against the big bully, the boss.
100%.
Sometimes there is.
Yeah, you have to stand up. You can't just be an echo chamber.
And you can't just act like everything's fine and be happy and never say anything against the boss. If you're a boss and you're like this commander and you're getting some pushback,
right?
Take it to heart a little bit before you go gonzo and basically force people to do your will.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the flip side of that, is it possible that all 8 of these commanders who were interviewed separately, my understanding, lied about this?
Sure.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Highly unlikely that 8 different commanders interviewed at different times would all give the same story.
Yeah, and I would imagine this giant report gets into some of the facts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like breaks down like aggravated assault was changed to a harassment, or a robbery with a gun was changed to just a theft. You know what I mean? Like there's probably lots of stuff.
It's a 22-page report. I didn't read the whole report. The highlights from and the key findings from the report were that Chief Smith's pressure campaign against staff led to inaccurate crime data. So she was putting a ton of pressure on staff. That led to inaccurate crime data. MPD commanders confirm that President Trump's federal law enforcement surge in D.C. was effective.
Yep.
Remember that? We've talked about that. Chief Smith punished and removed officers for reporting accurate crime numbers and fostered a toxic culture. So she was actually like taking action against commanders who were trying to report crime correctly and honestly. DC crime statistics are still at risk of manipulation. And the report also decided they needed to appoint a new MPD chief of police.
Of course.
So she resigned. So what would you, I guess I was like, what would I expect out of a chief who a report like this comes out? What would I expect out of a walkout ceremony for a chief where these types of accusations are made? Like as a chief, as a leader, if I was in that position and accusations were made, let's even say if there were false accusations, what would I expect out of a chief or a leader in that position? What would I expect to walk out?
Well, if they were false, I would push back.
Sure.
If it was true, I don't think there should be a walkout
At all.
Mm-hmm. And if I was a decent human being, I would apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Take ownership of it. If it was true, be like, yes, I did. I wanted the optics to look like DC was good for the good of the community.
Right.
Yeah. I lied. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think the one thing that was really missing from her walkout speech was humility and it was all about her.
Yeah.
It was mostly about her.
Interesting.
She did not, for one moment, not once in her 13-minute speech, did she take the time to thank the guys and gals like on the street, in patrol, in detectives. She thanked high-level people.
Well, she doesn't care about them.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was evident that this was not... She didn't care about her people.
Right.
She showed zero thankfulness for the tip of the spear, the guys and gals on the street, your detective.
I mean, I wouldn't expect
special
that
units.
from someone like this.
No, I wouldn't either. But that's like that was sorely missing from her speech.
I don't have to talk about what I've done in this city. May the work I've done speak for me. Watch me in my preaching world. When I turn my head to the left side, I'm about to be Reverend Pamela Smith, just for a few moments. Let's be really clear about one thing. Never will I ever compromise my integrity for a few crime numbers. I said it and it's on the record. Never would I compromise my love for God, the faith that I had in this city. Never would I compromise my integrity. Never would I compromise 28 years in law enforcement for a few folk who couldn't stand to be held accountable. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Attack my integrity, attack my character. You don't know who I belong to. Sit down. They know my character. I preached in their churches. I preached all across the United States of America. Do you? Never mind, because some of y'all think it, but it's okay. So I'm going to the Bible when I say this to my haters. F you. No, it's not a drop the mic moment. Watch me in this space. I forgive you. I forgive you. Because the Bible makes it very clearly. When Jesus was hanging on the cross, when he said to us, Father, even in the pit of agony and defeat, he said, Father, Forgive them, for they know not what they do. God bless you.
So there you have. There's like a bunch of clips in succession of her speech. It was like a 13-minute speech. I pulled out like the highlights, if you can call them highlights, the lowlights. What did you think about? I watched the full hour walkout ceremony, or I should say most of the full
I didn't watch
hour.
any of this, dude.
You didn't watch any of it?
None of it.
So
don't ask me questions about
the
it.
level of faith that's invoked. Like she really invokes her faith.
Okay.
And she talks about being a child of God, and she's a preacher.
Okay.
She actually is a preacher, a Baptist preacher. I'm not going to get into our theology on women preaching, but so she's a Baptist preacher, and at the end of her speech, she actually says, "Stand by for my church." Like she makes this announcement that she's like gonna create a church now or something like that. But this whole time, the whole speech, she's preaching.
Okay.
She's preaching and she's invoking God in her speech. How did you feel? Like you said, you didn't watch a speech, but how do you feel about that?
I don't even know how to answer that. How about you just tell me?
No, I'm seriously asking you. Like the chief invokes her faith, invokes her Christianity, invokes God in this speech, and then says all these other things she says.
I mean, the problem with this whole thing is like it's just super odd to me because basically she's forced to resign because she's terrible at her job and lied, bullied people, was a terrible boss.
Right.
Okay, but then it sounds like she's leaving and celebrating the fact that she did good work.
Yeah, she is.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, she's 100% saying like.
So it's someone who doesn't have a sense of what actually happened.
Yeah, like not
or is just not acknowledging or is faking it or whatever. I mean,
right, not really set in reality. I thought the way she denied the accusations. I thought the terminology she used in her speech was super, super interesting. She said, never would she compromise her integrity for a few crime numbers, for a few folk who couldn't stand to be held accountable. And I was like, well, it appears that you, Chief Smith, can't stand to be held accountable. But she denied the accusations twice in the speech. And both times she said, never would I, never will I, never would I have done that. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was interesting. I'm like, she didn't say I didn't do it. She just almost like put on herself like a level of character integrity that never would have I done that. Never will I do that. Never would I have done that. I'm like, yeah, but you're not saying that you didn't do it.
Yeah, it's weird verbiage.
It's weird verbiage. Yeah. Like I was like, you're not standing up and saying I did not do this.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you just say I did not do this instead of like painting?
I mean, you would I would, if you didn't do it, you turn it into a martyr speech. Like I'm being.
Yeah. But again, with like a lot of humility. And I think all you have to say is
my officers know who I am. I bet there was a party going on.
Oh yeah.
In all the precincts as it was announced that she was gone.
Yeah.
I bet the guys that do the work, the tip of the spear, like you said,
right.
Those guys are like, yes, she is finally
Get
gone.
her out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that. Like this I wish you would have watched at least her 13-minute speech.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I couldn't do it, dude. I started it and then I was like, I don't care. I can't do it.
It's wild, man. Cause she literally,
I feel like I left you down.
You did a little bit because I feel like you would have had so much input in this. I mean, at one point in her speech, she goes like this. And she's like, for those of you in the room who know, when I turn my head to the left, I'm about ready to start preaching. And then she like makes weird movements like she's like being controlled by the spirit. And she just goes bananas, like screaming into the mic. I so wish you would have watched this.
I'm sorry.
Like,
actually, I'm not sorry.
Screaming into the mic. And I'm just like, this woman appears unhinged. Like she looks unhinged. So I don't think, it, for me, watching her give her speech, I was like, this actually adds validity and a belief to what the 8 commanders said. I actually now believe them more than had she just given a speech and been like, I did not do this.
Yeah.
I did not do this. Like, I would never do this, and I did not do this.
Yeah.
And then thanks her people and keeps it moving. But the speech she gave was so unhinged, so wild. It's like one of the craziest things I've ever seen from a chief. And at one point when she goes, and for my haters out there,
Does that include you think?
Yeah. For my haters out there. And she gets real quiet. She's kind of like swaying up there. And this was in the clip everyone saw. Where she's like, I just have to tell you now because you didn't watch it.
It's going to be better.
She's like, for all my haters out there. And this is right from the Bible or however she says it. She goes, this is biblical or from the Bible. F you. And everyone kind of laughs and everything. Everyone kind of laughs and then she goes, she's like, no, watch me in this space. Watch me in this space. I forgive you. And I'm like, you have mental health problems, lady.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like it doesn't, you said something that's meant to evoke a certain,
it's egotistical behavior.
It would, I'm telling you, please go.
I'm not going to watch it. I'm just not going to watch it. Like I don't. It
was wild.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
It doesn't surprise. Like I have seen and heard. We've watched these crazy chiefs who become different than they ever were.
Yeah, almost like their personalities change.
Yes. And I think that's true of. I mean, you give power to people, or people earn power. Do you think it's just a protection device, a way to protect yourself? No.
Like in power like that?
I don't think it always is. I think it's a deficiency. It's like
almost like a
it's like an internal deficiency. Like it's who you actually are that can come out because you now have the power.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like that, you always had this egotistical, you always had this like desire to like dominate people and do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you have the ability. So you take it.
And there's no checks.
Like your heart and mind want it. So now, and then you actually have the ability to act out of your will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's suppressed because you don't have the power.
Right.
But then once that power is given to you or you have it, it's released. Like your true self is released. That's what I think.
Interesting.
That doesn't mean that true self can't change. I'm just saying like I think that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, if it's also if I think it can also rise out of the fact that you don't feel like you can do the job or
an insecurity.
Like an insecurity. So you become over the top, almost like tyrannical.
Sure.
To control people. I
can see that too.
Instead of like, I always feel like if you feel insecure in some way as a leader, that's where you I don't know. I think the best thing to do is just swallow your pride and lean into it and admit that deficiency or that insecurity to your people and be like, hey, you're better at this than me. Like, what am I missing? Like, what can I do different?
The problem is what she did is unconscionable. Like, that's brutal.
Right.
Like, that's deceptive. It's wicked.
Right.
It's wicked. Like, those crime stats are for a reason. So you can ask for more money.
Yeah.
That you can, install more units, that you can police to where you need to police, where your problems are, and you can go crush the bad guy.
Right.
So like you're basically setting yourself up for failure.
Right. Yeah. And again, as I watch her speech, I'm like, well, maybe she did get railroaded. Like as I'm watching her speech and I'm thinking to myself, what if she did get railroaded? And again, I couldn't help but think to myself, well, if she did get railroaded and if these accusations are false, the way she's acting right now doesn't help her case with the general normal person.
Like someone who's outside looking in.
Yeah, a normal person is going to watch her and the way she's acting and think to themselves, oh, she's 100% guilty. She's acting like a crazy person. And then if you read up here at the report where it said she pushed for, she marked her administration by fear, intimidation, threats, and retaliation. And then you watch the way she acted in her walkout speech. You're like, well, yeah, I can see that. I could, if she's willing to act like this, in public on something that's publicly being video recorded and put out to people, like, what was she like behind closed doors with people?
Right.
I think I was like, this is what she's showing to the public. What was she like behind closed doors? I mean, it lends credence to the findings of this committee, but I don't know. I thought it was super interesting that only a couple weeks ago we talked about her and just,
I like the dance video. I thought that was hilarious, but like this, I don't know why I don't have interest in this. I feel like I let you down, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was a wild walkout speech. I've never seen anything. I've never seen a chief. I don't think I've ever seen a chief act like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I want to know the background of that. Like how, like, so this is what I'm intrigued with. Like, who let her do that? Like, what space was given to her? Like, what?
The mayor was there, the deputy mayor, and they're just like heaping praise on the deputy mayor.
So again, it's the feds versus the locals. Is that kind of like what you think happened? That the feds went after her?
I mean, yeah, it was a House committee, so I'm guessing they were like, we need to look at the stats here in DC, because DC was, you had what's going on in DC. It was completely out of control to the point that
they sent
President Trump sent National Guard in to, like, for this surge. You have the mayor, coming out and saying, this has helped us.
Yeah.
You had the same chief. She was also the same chief who, when asked about chain of command, she's like, I don't know what you mean. Like, seemed like she didn't understand chain of command. So you have all these things going on. I don't, the people there were people who supported her. Right. They were family. There were high ranking officials at the department.
You're leaving in disgrace, but yet you're kind of throwing a party.
It's you're turning weird. Yeah. You're turning this into a thing. Like,
it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but anyways, boom, boom, boom. Season 3, episode 1.
We did it. One down, dude.
One down. So
don't stand in front of ICE vehicles.
Don't interfere with law enforcement.
Yeah.
Don't interfere.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. I didn't say what I wanted to say. Don't try to run over ICE agents.
Right.
Like, it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's criminal.
It is criminal. So,
yeah.
I don't know, Gary. It was a nice break. We're back here, season 3. We're going to start crushing it again.
Yeah, like,
Did you get anything cool over Christmas? Were you doing it in the new year?
No, man, we don't do, my wife and I don't do Christmas gifts.
Dude,
if we want something, we save up for it and buy it.
I did a lot. Did you do any reading?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
I did some too. You know what I'm reading right now?
Tell me.
The Hiding Place. Corrie ten Boom. Dutch family during World War II. Hiding. You never heard of The Hiding Place?
I probably did.
So family, Christian family in Holland, who Holland, who were hiding Jews in their house during the German invasion and everything, and end up getting found out. And the lady who wrote the book, Corrie ten Boom, she ends up getting transferred to
one of the camps. Okay.
So she's just telling the story. It's super interesting. I think the two things I told my wife, the two things that are most interesting about the book is, number one, when Germany invaded Holland, the first thing they did is use the local police to enforce the new rules they wanted.
Interesting.
So you had people in the police department, some of which enforced the curfews, towed the line, just doing my job, and then you had others on the police force that were part of the resistance, that were working underground behind the scenes to help those people who were trying to protect Jewish people and everything. That was interesting. The second thing that's really interesting about the book is how much the Nazis hated the Bible. It was like something that you didn't want to be caught with when you were in these camps, in these work camps and stuff. Like, they tried to hide the Bible. They hated the Bible. Thought it was super interesting. Thought it was relevant to where we find ourselves as a country, relevant to some of the things that we've talked about getting away from that idea. I'm just doing my job, to asking yourself, like, you know, what is my job? What is my job really? Like, what is it? So yeah, those were two super interesting things I found in the book so far. It's good read. That's good read.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. All right, dude. I'll see you around.